Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your host ID Jester. Hey, Thorough 4, I'm alive. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, hope you're doing good for yourself, my friend. Hope all is well with you. So, we are going to be doing an unboxing here, Tear the Shrink, of Paths of Glory from 2022, the second printing of the deluxe edition of Paths of Glory. And we also have the 2018 deluxe edition, the first printing of Paths of Glory. So we've actually got two that are basically about the same but different printings. So I thought it'd be cool to show you what we got. All right, so let's get into it and see what's inside the box, shall we? I think we shall. All right, well, the first thing to note, if you're comparing the 2018 edition versus the 2022 edition, the boxes are pretty much identical in size. So there's the same size box, the same thickness, and they have kind of the same information on the back as well. Let's see if there's anything that's different on this one. Not really, to be honest. Not really. I don't see much difference between that and this. Ratings are the same, obviously. Pretty much everything that's in the box is pretty much going to be the same. And it looks like all the information is the same. Okay. And then it does show you the deluxe version map. Okay, so let's put the 2018 edition aside for just a second here as we open up this edition. We tear the shrink wrap off of this bad boy. Just getting my Power 9 Magic the Gathering cards graded. I'm hoping for 9. Okay, well, I hope so too. I don't know what that means, but let's hope so. I know that if you get them highly graded, then they're worth a lot more money. So, good luck. Alright, so let's open up the Paths of Glory's Deluxe Edition 2022. So this has actually been around in my collection for a couple years. And I'm just getting around to opening it now. So 2022. So this is obviously kind of a little bit older game, but it's been around for a little while in my collection. The reason I haven't opened it, obviously, is I had the 2018 edition already open, so yeah, it was not a need to do this. Ooh, if we're 9, we're talking 200K territory. Well, all right. Good luck, my friend. Good luck. All right. So the most important thing we want to find out about is the rule booklets, right? What version are we talking about here? Does not give us a. It does not give us a rule booklet version. Let's see if the 2018 edition does. Well, they are different because you can notice right off the bat here. This one goes up to page 40. This only goes up to page 39. So it is slightly different. 38, 39. I wish it would give like a version number on it, but I'm not sure it's going to do that for us. This 2022 reprint edition of Paths of Glory includes what is now the 7th official update to the game rules since the original 1999 release to help those players who own the 2010 edition of the rules. Recent changes to the game rules are noted by red explanation dots. Okay. All right. Loss priority. Some units are prioritized for assigning losses. When multiple units are involved in a battle for one side, lowered number priorities takes precedence. For example, the BEF unit would take losses before the MEF. Victory point term, peace term. Peace terms are not allowed. The AP wins all draws. Scenario-specific rules. Using Rule 914, the British mandated automatically becomes a French mandated on turn 1. Just looking to see if there's any other 9.5.4.1.1. To use a combat card that requires a specific nationality to be involved in the combat, there must be at least one unit of that nationality in the combat. ANA, AUS, CND, and PT Corps are not British. The SN unit is not Turkish, and the MN unit is not Siberian, for the purposes of employing specific nationality combat cards. Prussia, when Turkey enters the war, Kermanshah becomes CP controlled, and all Persian spaces become AP controlled. I'm just looking for anything that is significant. I'm looking to see if there's any significant notes. Extended example of play. Okay. So that is, I'm going to actually put the lid, am I? Yeah, I'll put the lid back on this one and slide it aside so I don't get everything confused. We have the terrain effects charts. 2 copies of those. We got the reinforcement charts. The war status track chart. This is new, I think, to this edition. I don't believe, maybe it was in the 2018 edition. Let me just double check that. Yeah, they had kind of something similar before. Oh wait, maybe no. Oh, yep, okay, it was in the 2018 edition. Okay, good to know. It was in the 2018 edition. With your victory point track. Then, of course, you have your Deluxe edition counters. What am I playing? That's a good question. Soon. We'll see. Yep, very good looking counters. Then we of course have our Deluxe Edition map, mounted map. We can look at here in a minute. We got our bag of bags, so you can separate all your different pieces. You have your dice, black and red. Of course, we have our cards. Now, this is the most important thing: is the cards, because I believe. Are we actually gonna tear these cards apart? We are gonna tear the cards apart, I think, because I want to see. I'm just looking. There should be some. Yeah, there are like 12 optional cards. There's actually 10. Yeah, there's 10 of them. 10 optional cards that either replace or get added depending on if you're using some of the optional rules. Okay. So those are obviously there. And of course you have your normal cards based upon mobilization, then limited war, and then finally total war. So, put those away for now. This is the 2018 edition of Paths of Glory. If you're just joining us. So, we're going to try and do this without destroying everything. Can we do that is the question. Okay, got it out. Unfortunately, it's probably going to take up too much space, but we're going to try and jam it on here as best we can for you guys. To show you guys what it looks like. There is the new optional alternate side. It's not the default side. I think this is the optional new look, and then you got the classic look on the back side, I believe. This is much better, like, color coded. I don't think it changes any of the spaces that are, like there's not any additional spaces. I think it's just the color and everything. You'll see how it looks different. This is much more, I guess, bright, but you don't see the color of the countries as easy. It is much brighter, and especially as a YouTuber, it's easier to film on this side. but I think everything else is exactly the same. Like again, I don't think there's any differences in the way the lines between them or anything like that. I'm actually going to be starting a Path to Glory playthrough again. Probably even tonight, maybe. That's one of the reasons I decided to get this out and look at it, was because I wanted to play Path to Glory. I was going to play it. I'm probably going to play it on Vassal, though. Just because of the length of the game and how much space it takes up. And so you can see, like, France really sticks out over here a little bit easier. You can see Germany, Austria-Hungary. Russia, you can kind of see where the borders are a little bit easier, obviously. And I do think they move some of the tracks around. Like the turn track is over here now. I think the turn track on the other side was over here. So they kind of rearranged and make things a little bit easier for the map. And then you also have your terrain on the map, which is, it's nice to have these little symbols on the side, because when you got counters covering up, when you have counters on this side, on this side, they can cover up, like they cover up the terrain feature. So, and having the little symbols on the side, sometimes they can't, you know, is this go with this one or does this go with this one? Yeah, here's the turn record track over here on this side. So, yeah, 2 different maps, which is nice. Mounted, nice, thick map board. And, yeah, very... Can you solo this game? Yeah, you can absolutely solo this game. You absolutely can solo this game. We're going to be playing it solo, as a matter of fact, I think. Just a couple counter sheets. Doesn't take you that long to clip them and make them look pretty decent. There's not too much to this game. I mean, you know, as far as counters. And then you have your reinforcement cards. And of course, basically your terrain effect charts, and your combat is basically just a D6 based upon your attack strength. And then you're either on the army table if you're using a full-fledged army. So anything that said the bigger units are armies, the bigger squares are armies, and then anything. So as long as you have an army, you get to fire on the army table. If you only have corps, which are the little guys, you have to use the corps table. So it's not a super complex game. It's only like 22 pages of rules, and then you got a example of play, some designer notes, the extended example of play, which shows you how to play. Maybe I'll go through that, the extended example of play. I can do an example of that. I think I've already actually done that a while back. Okay. And then you have, what do you have here? You have a setup for, I think there's just 2 scenarios. And then, of course, you have your if you want to use the alternate historical setup and the new, some of the different cards, you're going to have to look into that. So that's that. That's pretty much it. Not too bad, my friends. Not too bad at all. Not too shabby. Good looking game. Good looking game. Now the question is, can you get the board back into the bag? I don't know about that. Good game, really good game. One of my favorites, and I've been wanting to try it and play it again. And so I was going to play it, and I thought, you know, I'm going to get my game out and take a look at my game. And then since I got my game out, I was like, hey, I've never done an unboxing of this game. Maybe I should just do an unboxing of it. There it is. That's it. Pretty much it. The 2022 Deluxe Edition. And it does have the Deluxe version map on the back. It was the winner of the Charles S. Roberts Award and the CSR Design Elegance Award for 1999. Yeah. So there you go. That is a look at the 2022 edition. Very, very similar to the 2018 edition. And so I'm not sure if you have the 2018 edition, you need the 2022 edition. Because everything I think in here is in here. This might fix any errata, obviously, that might have been in the game. But I don't think there was too many, because this is the 7th printing of this game with updates, so they shouldn't have had too many things wrong with it in this one. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully it'll inspire you to get some Paths of Glory yourself. I don't know if I'll make it the way through if you're gonna do it tonight, but I will watch one later for sure. Sounds good, Christopher. Alright guys, well, that's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. We gotta go, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.